Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
All right, here we go on a Thursday edition. Beautiful Thursday in North Central Florida. Great time of year and a lot of sports to cover, including March Madness. The dominant sport is basketball right now. We welcome you to a Thursday edition. We're live at Sliders Oyster Bar on the patio. You know, if it's Thursday, we're on the patio at Sliders. The best seafood, the freshest seafood you will find anywhere in North Central Florida. I guarantee you that. They feature the Safe Harbor seafood. The Safe Harbor docks are right there. I'm telling you, right there. That seafood comes from the ocean to your plate about as fresh and as quick as you can have it. They prepare it all. I don't care if it's mahi. I don't care if you're looking for shrimp, oysters. Johnny Pop is in there throwing the oysters around like crazy. Full-service liquor bar, indoor-outdoor dining. Great place for the kids. They got a putting green out front. If you know it, you know it. Sliders Oyster Bar, Neptune Beach. If you don't, get to know it. This is a wonderful time of year. Spring, summer, through the early fall. You can't find a more hangoutable place, if that's a word, than Sliders Oyster Bar. Terry Norvelle here. We hope to hear from Patrick Young a little bit later. We'll lighten the mood up a little bit if we need to do that with our buddy Mike Freed, our comedian that comes on once a week. Mike Freed will join us about 5 o'clock. We'll look at the lighter side of sports. And we'll take it out of bounds. We have been having a lot of fun with our out of bounds segment. It's sports, folks. Let's lighten it up a little bit and talk about some of the fun stuff. But basketball is number one right now. The Gators will tip off tonight at 7:39. Okay, they're in the West Regional. That is the first of two games tonight in the West Regional. So the game will tip off at 7:39. There's not going to be one of these games going longer. That's the first game of the two-game session in the West. Florida, Maryland, 7:39. We're going to break that game down. I'll give you a little teaser. I really like Florida's chances tonight. I think the matchup really favors Florida. We'll get into that. Let me set the stage, though, a little bit for you. 7:09. 7:09. So right at 10 minutes after 7 o'clock, your first Sweet 16 game will tip off. Alabama will tip off with BYU. So Alabama, BYU will be about 30 minutes ahead of Florida, Maryland. Those are your games early session. The evening session, you will have at 9:39 tonight, Duke, the 1 seed in their region, will take on Arizona. They've played this year. Duke won. But Arizona thinks they've got a chance. They've got a point guard, Caleb Love, who transferred from North Carolina. Their quarterback, Arizona, their quarterback has played Duke a bunch in his career. He's like 5-4 all time against Duke. So Duke, Arizona, 9:39. And then the late game tonight is right back in the West Regional. Arkansas will take on Texas Tech. That is scheduled for a 10:09 tip-off. Now, the Florida-Maryland winner will play on Saturday against the Arkansas-Texas Tech winner for the right to go to the Final freaking Four. So, unfortunately, if you're a Gator fan and Florida wins tonight, if Florida gets by Maryland, you kind of want to know who you're going to play. But if you want to know real time, you're going to have to stay up pretty late. 10:09 scheduled tip. Arkansas taking on Texas Tech. That's a 10 versus a 3. Florida is a 1 versus a 4 against Maryland. Arkansas is hot. Arkansas looks like the most Cinderella, not dressed in yellow. I know you wanted to say that. Cinderella hot team right now. Arkansas thinks they're going to get back their leading scorer, Thero, who has been out for a while. He's their leading scorer. Arkansas thinks they get him back tonight. That should be a tremendous game with a bunch of athletes on the court. 10:09 Arkansas Texas Tech. Winner plays the 7:39 tip-off, Florida versus Maryland. So there you have it. We may have Patrick Young stirring around in the background, I think. Hey, buddy, are you ready? Are you ready for some? If we need some basketball, man. We've gone 3 days with no basketball. Where's it at? Let's go.
At home. Well, my best friend texted me today and said
Yes. Yeah.
maybe but Jacksonville is so pro Gator. Like,
Yeah.
I would like to think that most of these places are going to be pretty stacked out and orange and blue heavy. So you
would,
Seminole fans, hey, one day for you guys too. You'll get there one day. You will.
yeah.
I promise.
You would think it's going to be a fun atmosphere around town, and really the state of Florida. You would think it'd be a fun atmosphere tonight. And Pat, Florida will play 7:39. That game should tip off on time. It's the first game in the region, so you don't have to worry about 45 minutes to an hour delay. And
right.
the only concern,
Even if there's overtime, you don't have to worry about that because they're different.
Think, right? Yeah, you wouldn't think so. So my only issue with tonight's 4 games, we got 4 games tonight, we got 4 games tomorrow, and then we'll have 2 games on Saturday for the Final Four, 2 games on Sunday. I wish Arkansas Texas.
I was going to try to predict. Let me see if I can get to the monetary. Is it because the second games or the latest game is a 9:39 tip-off?
Yeah, well, that's Duke, Arizona. That's Duke, Arizona. I wish Arkansas Texas Tech, and I get it, they play on the same floor as Florida, Maryland. So I wish Arkansas Texas Tech was a little earlier because if Florida wins tonight, I want to know who they're playing. And I want to watch Arkansas Texas Tech. That game doesn't tip off until 10:09, man. 10:09, Patrick.
10:09?
10:09 is the second game tip in the
my buddy, I might be like I said young tonight because I'm for sure going to stay up and watch and get the idea for me to go out somewhere, stay up and watch, then have to drive home. Like, nah,
no,
I'm
just
going
do
to
that.
stay home.
Patrick, I'm not going to allow you to do that. You don't want to do that. I'm telling you, as your secondary father, do not do that. I can't do that. Yeah, you're right. Hey, if you go out to watch
Papa Terry?
Yes, Papa Terry.
Papa Terry?
I will say this, Pat. If you do go out to meet a buddy of yours tonight to watch Florida, I command you, when the Gator game's over, go home. If you want to watch Arkansas Texas Tech, watch it from Casa de Young. Go home. Do not stay out for double games. I don't want you doing that.
Okay? I know some people might think this is malarkey, but one thing that I've come to realize, being in a wheelchair, is that people can close me in. I can't pull an Irish exit anymore. I can't pull an Irish exit and just leave. I get hounded. Where you going, Pat?
Yeah.
Another beer. I mean, shoot, if you're offering, yeah. So you're right, Terry. If I go out there, I'm not coming home until like 10, 11 o'clock. So
yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Papa Terry.
Yes. I'm thinking of you. Hey, I know obviously we're going to talk about Florida, Maryland. I want to break that game down. I think it's a great setup. But Arkansas, Texas Tech, the word is Arkansas is going to get Theo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Theo. The leading scorer.
I think it's not Thiero. I think it's Thero. I think Thero.
It looks like he's the leading scorer, and he's been out for Arkansas. They're going to get him back tonight. Yeah. It looks like, man. I tell you, that Arkansas team right now is fun to watch, and Arkansas is fun to watch right now.
He's similar. He's a little bit bigger, and he's not as he doesn't shoot it as well as Ortega Owe doesn't shoot it great either. But they're similar styles, how aggressive they are, and just playing through physicality and contact. So. The question always is here in sports, like in a game when it's one and done like this,
yes,
do you mix it up and throw them back out there? Like if this was a series, you could say, all right, put them out there. Let's see what happens with the rotations.
Super
You know,
point.
yeah, with one game, that's got to be such a tough decision for a coach. Because
Yeah,
Arkansas, man, honestly, I looked at the high like of their last game, dude. They played so good.
they're playing well,
They
man.
played
They're playing well.
well.
They've got rhythm.
They
They've got
played that, and I just remembered because it was they two big wins to beat Kansas, even though
yes.
Kansas wasn't great this year, and then
That's
to beat
Kansas.
a really good St. John's team. But St. John's, I mean, good God, Terry, you could have made a jump shot.
I
They
know
had they had 45 misses in that game. I
they
think
couldn't
actually
throw it the other.
51. They missed 51 shots.
But man, I love what you just said about Arkansas. Hey, you never, ever, ever, ever apologize for getting a March Madness win over Kansas. Okay,
Nope.
this isn't the best. Hey, they just beat Kansas and St. John's. Arkansas is. It kind of feels like they've got it. There's something that the lights come on. They're dangerous. They're dangerous tonight, I think, for Texas Tech. They're really dangerous for Texas Tech.
Well, I almost got hit by a car because this idiot.
No,
Wow.
stop it, Pat. Stop it.
Well, I'm in the neighborhood and he can see that I'm going like 3 miles per hour and I'm trying to move over. Wow. Yeah, that would have been bad, Terry.
Does he know you drive a big blue truck? How can he not see you in that big blue
I'm
truck?
no, I'm in my wheelchair, which is even worse.
Oh, I thought you were in your truck.
No,
Oh
I'm
my.
I'm in my so I'm walking the dog too. I mean, I'm
Oh, okay.
glad he didn't hit my dog either, dude. That was almost a tragedy.
Patrick, be careful.
Goodness
Be
gracious.
careful.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
I'm in a residential neighborhood where everyone's the speed limit's 30. You know, you go 20 miles per hour in the neighborhood. You don't need to
yes.
go faster than that.
Yeah. Slow down, everybody. Slow
Ridiculous.
down.
That was
Hey, Pat.
ridiculous.
Hey,
Golly.
you and I talked about this yesterday, or it might have been with Brent. I'm not sure if it's you or Brent, but you take a look at the Sweet 16 right now in men's basketball, and you look at all the matchups. There are so many matchups. You truly have to watch. You don't know who's going to win. Don't you know college football would love to have this kind of a competitive playoff? This is hey, these games are competitive, man. The next 8 games.
Yeah. No, you make a great point. Like, just reiterate to our listeners, to the fans, those first games in the college playoff were
They were
awful. They were blowouts.
they
I
were
think
dogs.
there was only one game. I think it was the Texas Tennessee, or I think that's what it was. That it
Yeah.
was actually, and then not all of the next round.
Yeah, definitely. There were some dogs. I will say this,
Like,
and
it
Pat,
was a championship game.
I want you to answer this as well. If you look at the 8 games coming up, we got 4 tonight and we've got 4 tomorrow. I don't think there's one game on paper that you go, I know exactly who's going to win that game. Right? I don't think there's one game in this final.
I feel like Duke. I feel like Duke. I don't think Arizona's that good. That's the one. I think
But
Duke is just too good for a team
but
like
you're gonna
that.
hey,
They're
but you're gonna
handle
watch
for
it.
sure.
But you're gonna watch it because Caleb Love
Oh,
is
yeah.
5-4 against Duke, the former North Carolina guy. They've
Caleb
played.
Love is like a 7th-year guy.
No,
But
I don't. I don't think there's one on paper.
Sorry, that's a little mean.
No, we're hearing a little bit of a win, but I don't think there's one game on paper tonight or tomorrow that you go, I don't even have to pay attention to that game. It's a blowout. These are great matchups. These are really, really good matchups in college basketball. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, Pat. Why don't you?
You know what? I'll ask this, and I hope you answer this honestly, Terry.
Okay.
Are you going to watch any of the women's game?
I will not watch. I will not watch. Patrick,
Not necessarily watch.
if you add up,
Keep an eye on what's happening.
I will not watch 1 second. By the way, I think I've got this right. Hold on. Speaking of the women's game, I think I've got this right, Patrick. Hold on 1 second. I think I've got this right. Let me take a look at Maryland. Okay. Maryland starts a player, a forward, 6'9", 252, Julian Reese. I think that's the brother of.
Yep. Yep.
What's the Reese? What's her
Angel
name?
Reese's brother.
Angel Reese's brother.
Angel Reese.
Yeah, her brother plays for Maryland and is a starter. Is a good player. Good player. How about that?
Yeah. He's not.
So
he's not. On the level that he's not on the level. If you want to compare like her career, his career.
No.
He's kind of weird. Your sister is a bigger star than you are in terms of like of the same sport. I don't know.
Your girl.
Weird?
Hey, your girl Sarah is a bigger star than you, right? Your girl Sarah is a bigger star than you, right?
Star than I am. You're right. Yeah.
But he's a player though.
Right.
He's a forward, 6'9", 252, senior. Plays 28 minutes a game, 13 points, 9 boards, and a block and a half per game. He's a nice player.
Wow.
He's a nice player. Yeah.
13, you said 13 points, 9 boards. That's what he averages. That's pretty good.
He's a 13-9 guy
good.
with a block and a half per game. And he's a player. He's a player. You'll hear about that. You'll hear about that tonight. Pat, I still have not been able to find the officiating crew yet for the game tonight. I'm just praying Pat Adams is not out in San Francisco. Don't let Pat Adams be there, please.
Oh, my God. I love that. I wonder how these officials handle this. I mean, we're being real. They got to know. They got to know. Like, these that they're the fan of, they're fans of watching the games too, even if they're not officiating them. Yes. So you got to believe that they know how we feel about them.
Yes, Pat Adams, boy, he is a mess. All right, Pat, hang tight. If you can stick around, I know you're trying to get back to the house.
I will. I can.
Get back to
the
house,
and we'll be good to go.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll get back with Pat. I want to go over Florida, Maryland. Got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and then Thursday, Friday, a bunch of other Sweet 16 games tonight and tomorrow. We're talking college basketball with our main man, Patrick Young, on the other side. It's the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jax.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville.
It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air.
It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com.
Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs.
Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Man, I can't wait for basketball. We've got great basketball coming up all night tonight, all weekend. Again, the second weekend of March Madness is so important. I mean, the tournament really starts tonight. You've got 4 games tonight. Those 4 winners will move on to Saturday. You've got 4 games tomorrow, Friday. Those 4 winners will move to Sunday. Once we get to Saturday, 2 games on Saturday, winner, half of the Final Four. Sunday, 2 games, winner, the other half of the Final Four. Then we take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. Everybody reconvenes in San Antonio. Saturday, 2 games, 2 winners will meet on the following Monday, April 7th, to crown a national champion in college basketball. Hi, everybody. Welcome back on a Thursday. We're live. Of course, you know where I'm at. If anybody ever needs me on a Thursday afternoon, you know I'm going to be at Sliders Oyster Bar. I'm on the patio. The place is starting to fill up. Happy hour rolling in. Everything is open. It's just open air. You can dine indoors if you like on the patio. Obviously, the patio is covered. They've got an outdoor area, putting green, people watching. Just a fun, great atmosphere here, 24/7. At Sliders Oyster Bar, one of these staples, the longest running restaurant in the corner area down here in Neptune Beach, Atlantic Beach. Get by. They feature the Safe Harbor seafood prepared to your liking. Vit Seafood, they have it, and they prepare it the way you want it. I guarantee you here at Sliders Oyster Bar. Patrick Young was on earlier. I think he's getting settled back at the house. We hope to hear back from Patrick. Real quick, let's get away from basketball for a second. And Zach Rothrock, I don't know if you're a big baseball fan, Major League Baseball. My goodness, I don't know if you paid attention. Major League Baseball screwed up the start of this season royally. You ask me. Today is opening day, sort of. You realize that the actual opening day was about 10 days ago in Japan, for God's sakes. And I get it. MLB is trying to expand their footprint. I get it. Every pro league is trying to do that. But the Cubs and the Dodgers played 100 days ago, regular season games now. These weren't exhibition games. Those 2 games counted. So that was technically the start of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers were the defending World Series champions, or are the defending World Series champions. They debuted the first time the Dodger fans saw his or her team, play as the defending national Major League Baseball champions. It was from a game in Japan. Now they're calling today opening day, but it's not. Major League Baseball, I think, screwed that thing up royally. But who am I to say? We got Pat back. Hey, Pat, I know you're settled now.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you a quick question. Your history of being a great player, great college player at Florida. You guys went so deep. You played in, 3 Elite Eights, a Final Four. The Gators are playing game number, I think, 37. How you played deep into the 30s during a season game-wise. How beat up are you right now? How beat up are these
Oh man,
basketball
I
players?
remember. My knees were bothering me for sure. I do remember that. Like I think I wasn't taking Toradol, but I was definitely taking some type of
Right?
anti-inflammatory something at this point. And then, I mean, I think this is when I like the point of us playing so many games. I'm like, dang, in the NBA, they play 82,
I know. Can you
right?
imagine that? God Almighty. Yeah, this is game number 37 tonight for Florida. They're 32-4, and to win it all, they've got to play 3 or 4 more games, my man.
Yeah.
You know, woo!
Isn't that something?
It's a grind, isn't it? It really is a grind.
36. Gosh, 36 games.
Woo.
You said it's coming up on 37?
Yeah. Yeah, this will
Wow.
be the 37th game tonight, Florida. Pat, I don't know if you've busted down Maryland real hard. This is a great matchup for Florida. Not to take anything away from Maryland, but if you're a team like Maryland, you play 5 guys predominantly. You've got a very short bench, and I just don't think that sets up well. I love Florida's matchup tonight with Maryland. How about you?
I think, I mean, we've been saying it all year. The strength of that Florida has is based upon their depth. That I think they're gonna any team that can't match their depth, especially in the front court. Not so much the guard play, but the front court.
Yeah,
is the biggest. Like Derek Queen, and I saw this today. Condon and Hauk have the lowest when it comes to defensive efficiency. Pretty much, if one of those guys is defending you, you got a 28.6% chance to score.
wow.
Yeah, let's just put it that way.
How about that? I saw some numbers today, and I want to give our buddy Chris Harry credit for his breakdown. I stole some of his numbers.
That's all right.
Maryland's starting 5, they play 81% of the minutes. Their starting 5 plays 81. Conversely, Florida gets 22% of their scoring from bench players. So Florida has a huge depth advantage if they can turn that into their favor. I think Maryland's starting 5 is nice. They go 6'10", 6'9", 6'4", 6'4", 6'1".
It seems like foul trouble will affect them greatly.
Yeah.
If you're saying that their starting 5 is playing 85% of the minutes, and when you say that, you mean like the starting 5 when that group like they play that group, 35 minutes of the game, whatever. And that might not even be 85, but that's close enough for me.
And Patrick, it's not like Maryland tonight. Those starters are going to get the bulk of the minutes. We know that. That's their MO. They're going to play. They're going to be on the court a lot. It would, and I want you to comment on this. It's one thing if Maryland's 80% minutes played, 81% from the starters, if they were playing against Princeton, who's going to walk it up and burn clock and go slow. Florida wants to make this thing a track meet if they can.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes more sense. And I wonder if Florida is going to start off and open up with that little 3/4 court, little bit of pressure there. Like, if you
I know you said that.
Just based on thinking like, all right, we're going to just get these guys tired. Speed them up on both sides. And, Condon, man, and even Chingy, those guys are gazelles, man, running up and down the court.
I know.
Yeah, they fly. So that's Derek Queen. He's probably going to have a solid night. But he's going to have to work for it really hard, and he's probably going to take some bad shots. He's going to struggle with the size. Hand logging coming in on him. Chingy lose physicality is going to be too tough. I'm not trying to take away NBA home, but I think you got to look at the facts and how just styles of play and over the season. Florida, and I mean, I really didn't know Maryland was relevant until I looked at the ACC tournament and saw they almost they weren't in the finals, but they got knocked out in the quarterfinals. I'm like, oh, I guess they're half decent. When's the last time Maryland basketball's been good? When I think Maryland basketball, I think you remember Gravis Vasquez?
Yes.
Remember that guy? Yeah, he was a stud.
Well, I can remember the 02 Maryland team. I like Gary. They had a coach named Gary Williams for years at Maryland. He went from Ohio State to Maryland. Really good coach, hard ass. They won the national title in 02 with the little point guard. They had a big center. They were fun, but they finished runner up in the Big Ten. They tied with Michigan, who's still playing. and they were a game behind Michigan State. Those two teams are still playing in the Big Ten. Maryland was by. Hey, Pat, as a big man, you were a guy, you were athletic, you ran the court. Did it bother you? You probably wanted the big man that you were guarding in man. You probably wanted him not to be a guy that ran the court, right? You didn't want to.
No,
have to chase
I wanted him not to be a guy that shot it.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what I wanted. I wanted a guy. I feel like I could defend anybody when it came to being in the post, but a guy that could pick and pop, and then he could put it on the floor. Yeah, those are the ones that.
So you didn't care you didn't care if he ran the court. You'll run with him.
Yeah. There was only one game I can really remember where Jarno Stokes just outran me the whole game because Will You got hurt.
Yeah.
And I had to play 38 minutes. I had to play the whole game. I was sucking to win.
Did in the huddle, did Coach Donovan say, Patrick, you got to run with this guy? What are you doing?
I mean, he probably said something like, Pat, there's no one else. It's you. You're it. There's nobody else coming in.
In your 4 years at Florida, did you ever play in Seattle? Did y'all ever go out to Seattle? And there's a reason I'm asking this.
No.
Okay. You didn't go to Seattle.
Tonight was Arizona.
Okay, was Arizona. Tonight's game, Florida, they're playing in San Francisco, Pat. 2,352 miles away from Gainesville. That's the second longest trip Florida will ever go for a basketball tournament game. The longest, they did play in Seattle earlier in Gator basketball history. I didn't know if that was one of your teams. So it's a long trip.
That's a long trip.
Did you see the team, the Gator team, and all the people, the administrative people? They made a trip to the Golden Gate Bridge. Did you see that on social? It was pretty cool.
No, I'll check it out now.
It was pretty cool. And there's a really cool piece. Somebody, I guess within Gators.com, Patrick, you need to look at this when we go off the air. They did a piece where Florida, it looks like they're about to go out on the practice floor at San Francisco, where they're practicing like yesterday or the day before. So somebody had here was the question. They said they had already been to the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. And, that thing's like 800 foot tall, the bridge itself, right? Big, beautiful bridge. And the question they asked every single Gator basketball player, how many Olivier Roux, the big 7'9" kid, how many Oliviers would it take to reach the top of the bridge? And it was a good feature. It was funny. The players were really funny in it. They're having a good time out there. Having a good time.
MBK, it'd be even better time to come away with a win.
It really would. Did you realize? Hey, Patrick, have you followed what's going on with Maryland and their coach Kevin Willard? The word is he's a lame duck coach. The word is he's taking the Villanova job. I don't know if you've heard that. That's kind of a whole storyline right now. Yeah, that's the word.
Why do they sleep this stuff out? Like, why does this happen before the season's over? Like, this coach, I'm sure he would prefer to wait to take care of his team and not have a distraction. Like, why do they let this stuff come out so early?
Well, I might have a little bit of an answer for you. The word is that Maryland is, and a lot of programs have kind of gone with these same numbers. The salary cap in college athletics is pretty much going to come out set at $20 million. Okay, that's going to be what the universities can spend for all their athletes. The other word, Patrick, is almost all your big schools have decided they're going to allot $14 million of the $20 million.
You hear typing?
Yeah, that was on your end.
No, we're not doing anything. No. Someone's typing. Yeah. Zach, stop typing. Stop touching buttons.
Zach? Anything you need to tell us, Zach? Zach, are you typing a resume? You're trying to get a new job, Zach? He's typing a resume. But anyway, Patrick, the word is
to, not me, though.
Okay, fair enough. Patrick, the word is that most schools have decided when this salary cap is enacted in a few months, $20 million. Most of your schools have picked out the number 14. They're going to put $14 million toward football.
Okay.
So the word is Kevin Willard, the coach at Maryland basketball, he's not real happy. And if you're at a basketball school, Kentucky or schools like that, you're not real happy that football is going to get the majority. The word is he's not real happy, and he wants to go ahead and go to a basketball school, which, of course, Villanova is a basketball school.
Is Villanova going to have $20 million in a salary cap to pay every year?
They may not have $20 million, but whatever they have, the bulk of it's going to basketball. Right. I don't even know if they play football. I think they do, but small level football. So the word is he's a lame duck coach. I don't know how that's going to play tonight. Does his team rally around? Because this is a big story that's out there now that Kevin Willard is leaving, they think.
14 of the 20. Like we knew obviously a larger number is going to go to football, but man, shouldn't
impact Florida too?
Shouldn't every school do within like what they think is right instead of just going like because it just doesn't make sense.
Let me re-explain. Maybe I did a poor job. The schools don't have to spend 14. They can use any amount they want. But It looks like Kirby Smart in Georgia came out and said, it looks like our school is going to allot 14 of the 20 to football. So most schools are kind of falling in line. So the word is this Kevin Willard coach at Maryland, who by the way, Ralph Willard's his dad. He was a longtime coach. Very, real good coach. But supposedly he's like, I want to coach somewhere where basketball is considered the big sport, not the little brother of football. So supposedly he's already pretty much agreed to the Villanova job. I don't know how that's going to play in the locker room tonight. Will his team play hard for him? Will they feel like he bailed on them? I don't know. I don't know, Pat.
A lot of the seniors will be happy.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think it depends on the seniors he has.
Yeah. And I hear your mom. I hear your mom chiming in, and she's right. The secondary word is that Willard might have already talked to some of these players, and some of the players are already going to say, we're leaving Maryland. We're going to follow you. So I don't know how – I don't know if this is going to be a fractured locker room. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, if I'm Reese or any of these other guys, I would definitely
keep in mind Derek Queen, their best player, Derek Queen,
he might be a
freshman. He's a freshman.
I don't think he's coming back. He ain't coming
back. He may go in NBA or he may follow this. So that's a storyline to track tonight is, I mean, sometimes teams rally around that, but sometimes it could fracture your locker room too, couldn't it, Patrick?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Dang, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is unique. Florida and Maryland, and these are some stats from Chris Harry. I want to give him credit. They've only played 4 times all time. It's 2-2. Wouldn't you think Florida and Maryland would have played more than just 4 times in the history of their programs, Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, at least like double figures at this point.
Yeah. Here's a stat.
My mom.
Stop. What'd you say?
I said, hey, look, it's my mom.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get back to that screen. Hold on. I want to see. Oh, there we go. Oh, Pat, you're decked out, man. You're decked out in Gator stuff. I like it.
Yeah. We're ready to go. We're swinging.
Hey, Pat, here's a Gator basketball stat that surprised me a little bit. How about this stat? Florida basketball now has 5 straight coaches that have gone at least to the Sweet 16 in a row without missing. Norm Sloan started it in the 80s. Lon Kruger, of course, he went to the Final Four, so he kept it going. Your coach, Billy Donovan, went past the Sweet 16 a million times. Mike White did it. Remember, Mike, as much as we pick at Mike White got past the Sweet 16. And, of course, right now,
one of the craziest shots ever.
Yeah. Was that Chioza?
Chioza.
Yeah.
That was the Chioza shot.
Hey, you remember who knocked him out the next game? Zach will remember. Do you remember?
South Carolina.
Yeah, and they had that little guard. Zach, who was that?
Darius Thornwell.
He was nice, wasn't
he? That's right. Yes,
and
Darius. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was a nice college basketball player, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was a great college basketball player. Like I hope he's made a lot of money overseas because he's just probably not an NBA guy, but just with his size and ability, he was a problem. He was definitely a problem.
Yeah. Now I hope tonight starts fixing what happened way back when Florida met South Carolina in the Elite Eight for the trip to the Final Four. It could happen tonight if Florida and Arkansas win, SEC versus SEC again to get to the Final Four. I hope if Florida wins tonight, I hope Arkansas wins. I'm an SEC.
I do too.
guy.
I think that'd be awesome. That'd be crazy.
Wouldn't that be
crazy
great?
for Arkansas to win? Texas Tech's not. I mean, they've been in the.
Their experience,
Chris
man.
Beard took them to the championship game some
Remember
years
that?
back before he got the Texas job.
Yeah,
Like they've got some history.
They do. And Texas Tech knocked out Florida a couple years ago, like in the second round. They knocked Florida out. It was only like 4 or 5 years ago they knocked Florida out in the second round. Yeah, Texas Tech plays good basketball right now. They really do. Pat, I still want you to remember I made this prediction. Before March Madness ends, before the championship game, Danny Hurley will do some studio TV work. I'm telling you.
I hope not. Good God.
He will.
Please.
So Gator Nation, get ready. You're going to see. I don't have any inside scoop.
You saw him double down pretty much.
I saw him.
I probably shouldn't have said what I said, but I'm not going to change how I coach.
I saw that.
The thing, and I'll keep saying this, if somehow publicly we hear players complain, players complain or a staff member actually then I'll believe that his what do you want to call it, his demeanor, his temperament, his disposition is actually insane. Like maybe he's not that way in practice. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no, he is.
Boy, I tell you, that was a bad look for him. And Patrick, what made it a bad look was, if it was a one-off and he was caught in the moment and walking off the court, if it was a one-off, the problem is with Danny Hurley, it's a pattern. It's not a one-off, right? It's a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah, and it started from the beginning of the season with how he behaved himself at the what was it, Hawaii or Bahamas, wherever they had that.
They were in Maui. Yeah. They were in Maui, and you would think if anything he would mellow a little bit. He's got two
He's
natural.
as crazy as you, Mom.
Yeah, but Pat, he knows basketball, doesn't he? I mean, obviously he knows basketball.
He knows basketball very well. He loves it.
Well, they say his dad was intense like this. That's why both the boys.
That's what they said. Yeah, they said his dad was very, very.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, his brother Bobby, the more accomplished player, obviously the NBA guy, and got hurt and won national titles. Bobby doesn't seem to be an ass like Danny, right?
I'm sure he probably has his moments. I'm sure I text Brett Martineau, our boss here, and he's like, "How are you texting me?" Like, I just, I was thinking about you.
What did
I'm
you
ready.
text him?
I'm ready for us to take, when that time happens, and I won't disclose, but for that next chapter of our show to just excited. There's excitement around the air. It's like the excitement we have right now for opening day baseball. I'm waiting for that like today. And I wish opening day baseball was started on Monday. Because there's no way I'm watching a baseball game today. There's not, and I know they've already started. Paul Skeens is getting a start opening day. I thought he was already 22 last year. He's 22 now.
Are you serious? Wow.
He's 22.
Pat, we talked about it a moment ago when we brought this segment back on. Major League Baseball screwed up the entire opening day thing this year. Do you realize they had 2 games 10 days ago in Japan that were regular season? That wasn't exhibition. Those were real games. Now they're trying to open up. They screwed it up royally, I thought. Manfred and those guys just screwed it up.
You think they were trying to get those games in so those teams could get back in time to be fully recovered and adjusted back to?
I don't know.
But
it's hard to call today opening day when 2 games were played 10 days ago that count in the standings.
Right. Obviously, they had.
Hey, Pat, before we go to break, how about this? Did you hear that? And I think this is going to work. I think basketball is truly an international sport. Did you hear the NBA and FIBA? They're putting together a Euro League. And I think basketball will work internationally much quicker.
So currently there's a Euro League. That's what I played in. That is with the highest level outside of the NBA. So we're saying they're going to make something else.
It sounds like, I don't know if they're taking it to the next level, but they're really they're pushing all in. Basketball is way ahead.
I like it. It's way ahead in Europe for sure, without a doubt. My only problem, and these are questions that hopefully we'll get the answer in the future. Yeah. One big thing, all these teams, like there's no in the Champions League in terms of there's no salary cap.
Okay.
They have limits on foreign players, Americans or whatever that compete in the league, which is fine. I get it. And then there's a lot of teams that end up not paying players on time. I was one of them. I had teams that I played for. How can you guarantee those are not going to be issues? Because I can just, if they form a league, they need to form, a union needs to be formed.
Yeah.
A union has to be formed.
Let me read this to you, Pat. And this is news today off the ESPN homepage. The NBA and FIBA are exploring partnering on a new league in Europe and further expanding their roles there, the commissioner, Adam Silver, said Thursday, calling it a central topic of the two-day Board of Governors meeting that concluded Thursday. Silver, seated with FIBA secretary, blah, 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 I can't pronounce his name, for the announcement, said the league was moving forward after a lengthy, years-long process of investigating what might work for both sides. Hey, I'm telling you, Pat, basketball will go internationally way quicker than even baseball. Basketball is advanced, man. I mean,
you would almost think though, Terry, that they would have taken this route before doing the Africa route. I mean,
maybe.
You got the National Basketball African League, but no, this is super intriguing, man. I love it.
Hey, I will guarantee you the
NFL.
Pat's back. Pat is back. Hey, the NFL right now is looking at this going, damn, we are light years behind the NBA worldwide. Light years.
I just don't know how the NFL,
I don't think the NFL will ever.
Baseball, I don't think so, man. What is there anything wrong for the NFL to say we're content with staying where we are?
I know. I think, Patrick, 20 years from now, the NFL may pull the plug and say, do you know how far football is away from to make it in Europe and Asia? The game has got to be played over there. And basketball is a simple game. Baseball is a much more simple game.
Even in the Philippines has a great basketball league.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I think the NFL is like, man, that's what we want to be when we grow up internationally. But I don't think the NFL is going to ever get there. That's just my opinion, Pat. I think basketball is really close. It's even further than baseball internationally. Basketball's everywhere, man. It is everywhere internationally.
I'm just trying to figure why, what's their biggest, I think getting fans on board, you can get fans on board maybe in a league.
I think football is a complicated.
That's not necessarily true. I was going to say even maybe in England where they have the infrastructure, but they football, soccer, they have so much money in soccer there and so much investment of their culture ingrained in soccer. It'd be so, and I always said this to my buddy that's from there. I'm like, gosh, these big old soccer clubs could put 2% of their profit into a really good basketball team.
Yeah, they could.
Because they don't really have a competitive basketball league over there like Australia.
I think football is a complex, complicated game that it's hard to pick up if you're 25 years old and trying to pick it up.
But not only that, Jerry,
guided into it as a 5-year-old watching with your grandpa or your dad or your mom. I don't think you can just drop the game of football in Europe. It would take 100 years for them to kind of nurture it and build it. High school, college. You've got to have high school, college age guys that learn how to play.
Yeah, and then say, hey, are you willing to go overseas to play? Just think, Terry, we talk about it all the time. The NFL has a quarterback problem, for one, in terms of having enough guys that are that good to at least be average, to keep their teams average. Because like the whole onus is not on the quarterback, but it can be if they're god awful. Like, let's be real. They're god awful. Like a lot of guys, Super Bowls have been won with quarterbacks having average years. But then let's go to the coaching aspect. Like a lot of NFL professional football, it's a gentleman's club. There's a lot of nepotism. It's very tight knit. Like, how are you going to bottle up all of that coaching and the guys that know what they're doing and just say, all right, we want you to head over the Barcelona 49ers.
Yes.
Like, dude, the transition for that.
Yeah.
Like how and we saw like when the Eagles played the Packers in Brazil.
Okay.
I remember reading the article on logistics, dude. It was unbelievable.
Remember that? We talked about that. I remember that.
They had to ship things by freight. Like, this is just the figuring out what things can we go over there, use once, and don't have to bring back. But the jerseys, I don't want to say a waste of money, but the NFL's got to look at that and say, this isn't something that we can replicate and make a profit on. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Let me go back to what you said a moment ago. We're going to take this to the top of the hour, Pat. We'll let you get going. Hey, you said something very interesting, got me thinking, and I want to get this out. For the NFL to truly go global, where they've got teams, international teams in Europe, Asia, even South America, Hispanic countries, you can't. The NFL game is never, in my opinion, going to catch on in Europe by just sending American football players over there to stock the rosters. Pete Smith, Joe Johnson, Patrick Young, right? At some point, you've got to grow your own corn where the starting quarterback for Rome needs to be an Italian guy. The starting quarterback, for them to totally fall in love. Now, for that quarterback to be a Italian guy, he's got to start playing football in the 5th grade. Right now, they don't do that. The starting quarterback for Germany, for Germany to totally fall in love with American NFL football, at some point, their best player has got to be named Franz Wagner, right?
That's
and we are 100 years from the corn being grown. Basketball, we're not.
Yeah.
They've got great players in China and in Europe and
baseball.
In Asia, and baseball. But man, I think the NFL 20 years from now, I'll probably be dead and gone. I think the NFL 20 years from now will pull the plug and say our sport did not go internationally. I think they're way behind the 8 ball.
Such a great point. Then that's I wonder if that's even something they've considered. Like, it would be really hard. Like, let's look at Shohei Ohtani, for instance.
Yep.
It was a bit of a struggle, even though how spectacular he was when he got to the league, to really, because he didn't speak any English.
I agree.
He didn't speak any English. And obviously now there's a great love for him. He's much more accustomed. He's just the difficulty in accepting him as a superstar or just like a household name, because and I remember Stephen A. like, Shohei, your Showtime, you got to learn how to speak some English so the fans and just it's our language is so much easier compared to learning Japanese or Italian or whatever. Like, I couldn't imagine having a team full of Americans and sprinkling some Italian players or whatever in Rome and expecting that Italian fans are just going to jump on board for Joe Smith.
Joe Smith, Patrick Young, Joe Johnson. No. Well, imagine the plight that soccer has. Soccer's trying to take over the United States, right? It's the same way. If we had a national soccer club based out of Seattle, that's a big soccer area in our country. If that team was competing in their form of the NFL internationally, if that Seattle soccer team was made up of nothing but foreign players, it would be hard for the United States to get behind that team.
But it works out for it. What's worked out is sprinkling in some foreign guys that
Good point.
have had
Like the
some
NBA.
names. That's
Like
worked
the NBA.
very well. Oh
Like
my
the
gosh.
NBA,
But,
right?
yeah,
The NBA.
exactly.
The NBA
But
is
now,
perfect.
now in the NBA, yeah, like there's plenty of foreign guys. Like, I mean, there are some guys I still don't recognize that are foreign, but like obviously they made it to the league. So there's something special. Like, look, there's the guy for the Rockets, Segun, however you say his name. He made it to the All-Star game this year. And like I don't even know where he's from, but he's a stud.
Pat, we've got a couple minutes before the top of the hour. I want you to finish off. Your thought. Give me a summation. Give all the people watching your summation tonight. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think Florida wins pretty handily in the second half. Where are you at with tonight's game? And Florida Maryland. Sum it up how you see it tonight.
Well, I think it's what's so cool about this team is a few facts. They haven't lost back-to-back games all year.
Whoa!
They have never had a losing streak. What's interesting in the games that even when it's gotten close, like Missouri, two losses I can think of, Missouri and Georgia. Right. Both of those teams jumped out on Florida like crazy, and they were both 1-point games when it all came said and done at the end.
How about that? Good
this
point.
This team never loses the fight. And a lot of times it's been Will Richard that sparks the team. Any guy is able to do so. But like if Maryland gets in foul trouble early, they're going to be in so much trouble because you got Denzel Valentine coming off the bench, Thomas. Like I think Maryland's going to struggle so much with guys that can shoot it, which is Thomas Houck, Condon. They're shooting it so well from the 3-point line. Elijah Martin, he plays bully ball. He's the first guard that I've seen that looks big and strong like that actually uses his physicality.
Okay.
He actually uses to try to go through your chest. But that's probably because like him and Walter, they played football. And
good point.
It's funny. A lot of I don't know if you ever played basketball, pick up basketball or something with some football guys. A lot of times they're great athletes, but they don't know how to not foul. they don't know how to pull back their physicality a little bit. But both of these guys having that football background understand the game so well, how I can play up to the line of my physicality without fear and can stay within the rules of the game. That's been so fun to watch. So Florida, let's see, take care of the basketball. Turnovers have been an issue. I don't think Maryland's a team that speeds you up and turns you over a lot. That's something that would be obvious.
Right.
And then, the bigs make free throws. We know that when these guys got to make free throws getting to the line.
Last thing, Pat, I want to ask you about style. If you are Kevin Willard tonight, you watched Florida, UConn. You broke that tape down, you and your staff, like crazy. UConn had some success.
Yeah.
And they were able to manipulate, I think, the official whistles too. UConn had success making it a street fight underneath, and they got a bunch of the calls.
They had some success because they
Kevin Willard. Do you try to make it a street fight underneath?
Well, I love what the Norfolk State coach said coming into the game. I'm not going to try to make my guys become something they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
We're not. We can't just pick up and change our whole style of play just like that. Like we don't have the tools. Maryland, they might have the tools to beat Florida. They might. But look what UConn did. They made it more of a half court game. And what they did so well, they got on the glass. Like they got on the offensive rebounding glass a lot. I don't know how good Kevin Willard is at drawing up sets and them executing like UConn was. UConn drew up some really beautiful sets that I don't think the Lakers could have stopped. So that's, if I'm Coach Willard, I'm like, guys, we got to be perfect.
I still say UConn got on the glass in the first half, partly because their misses were so bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Florida was boxing out. The ball went over.
They were shooting. I think to end the first half, they were 30% from the field.
Yeah,
30%. And they shot and played much better in the second half, but Florida wasn't shooting that much better in the first half either. Those last 5 minutes, man, I was holding my breath. And I finally, I think when Clayton hit the first three, or maybe the Elijah Martin dunk off the free throw, I was like, finally.
Thank goodness. Pat, we'll leave you with this. Have you heard what they call, Maryland only plays really 5 guys most of the game. Have you heard the nickname for their starting 5?
No, I have not.
They call them the Crab 5. I guess Baltimore Crab, Maryland's big crab area, right? I guess the Crab 5 they call them.
Is that
Not
supposed
the
to be
Fab
cool?
5, not the Fab 5, the Crab 5.
Was that supposed to be cool?
I guess. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. All right, Pat, I want you to stay home and watch the game. I'm concerned that you're going to go out, meet your buddy, and you're going to stick around for that second game, and I don't want you on the roads. I don't want you on the roads late at night, Pat.
No, because if I go there, I'm going to have beers, and I don't.
You are. Don't do it. Hey, stay with Mom and Dad. I want you to stay there and watch with them.
And Riley and my little dog. She'll hang out with me. She might watch.
I like it. All right, Pat. Tomorrow we will have Florida moving on.
Who you got coming on? Who you got coming on next?
Mike Freed, man, our comedian.
I'm hanging around. I'm hanging around. I gotta see what our comedian guy.
It's totally up to you. If you can hang around, we got Mike Freed. We're taking it out of bounds. We're going to lighten it up here on a Thursday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville.
It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air.
It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at BoldCityAC.com.
Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. BoldCityAC.com. and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bolt City Heating and Air at BoltCityAC.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Oh boy, sometime you got a loaded up show here, and that is where we are at today. Thursday, Sliders Oyster Bar, the happy hour gang is rolling in. I'm on the patio, indoor bar, full service. Johnny Pop just stopped by, the famous oyster shucker here. Good times being had at Sliders Oyster Bar here in Neptune Beach, featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. Terry Norvelle here. I think we still got Patrick Young, and it's time to take it out of bounds with our buddy Mike Freed. Michael Freed, comedian. No, comedian's a female, right?
I think it could be, yeah. I'll take what I get.
All right, Pat, you're sticking around now. Are you funny enough for this segment, Pat?
I mean, it's hard to compete when someone like you has a pretty hilarious looking face to keep us entertained. That's why we had to switch from radio. People just like, they hear your voice, but they had to see your face because it's just entertainment. So
it's just beauty.
You know.
See his dimples? See his dimples? See his dimples, Mike? See his
Mike,
dimples?
I love your setup there. It's a great setup.
Thank you. And there's something to be said for that. I think comedians should be funny looking like me. You're definitely too handsome to be funny. There's this new guy out, Matt Rife, who's gorgeous.
Oh, he's a little weird looking guy. He's a little quirky.
He's kind of gorgeous and funny. He's got six-pack abs. I just think that's unfair.
He has six-pack abs.
Don't you hate those guys?
I heard he doesn't sleep. He sleeps like 3 hours a night.
Does he? That is weird.
Not on purpose. That's just all he can get.
Hey, Patrick, so you met Wes Johnson today. How ironic is that, Mike Freed? I was at your show, Mike, at Ramada Inn Comedy Zone a couple weeks ago, and Mike, you did a great set. And Wes Johnson, right? Is that his name? He was the headliner.
Very funny. He's a
Talk
comedian.
About him.
He's a comedian. Happens to be in a wheelchair. Had a pretty serious car accident back a number of years ago, and became a comedian after that. And awesome. Obviously uses his situation to create some jokes. But he's a really funny guy. Definitely check out Wes Johnson.
Well, and Patrick Young, you remember, like the next day I talked to you. I go, man, I went to the comedy show to support Mike Freed, and one of the comedians, local guys, was in a wheelchair. He was hilarious. And
when do you think those guys are going? He's going again. Are you going again? You have your next.
Let's see. I got a show tomorrow night in Avondale at Josephine's. I got two shows Saturday. Lynch's Pub at the beach.
But we don't care about that. What about Wes? We want to know about Wes.
Oh my no!
I could check Wes's calendar.
What time is your gig on Friday?
Friday is it's actually a later show. It's 9 p.m. at Josephine in Avondale. You let me know you're coming, and I will make sure you get in, my friend.
Hey, you know what they say, Pat? Nothing good happens after 9 p.m. in Avondale. Nothing good happens after 9 p.m.
Not true at all. Avondale is mellow.
Hey, Mike, I don't like your chances of getting me out there tomorrow in the middle of college basketball.
Fair enough.
That's the point. Yeah,
I just don't like your chances of me getting out there, Mike.
That's okay. I probably don't have any new jokes since last time you saw me anyway.
Hey, Patrick, what about you and Wes doing a set together? I can see you and Wes doing a set together.
I don't know, man. I feel like I think that's good. No, yeah, we could.
I think you'd have stage
fright. Like Mike, how did you Wes's answer is going to be different, and I'll ask him this, but like, how did you step into this space and like feel like I'm good at this, or like when did you know that you were good at this to keep going? And
I'm still waiting.
Oh, you're good, man. Stop it.
No, the first 2 years you think you're good, but then you realize that everything you did in the first 2 years was not so funny. It was sort of works in progress. So, you need to get people out to see you, but you're kind of embarrassed that you got people out to see you for the first couple of years. But it comes along after a while. You said something I need to ask about. You're talking about the Philippines basketball team. You and I haven't met in person, but I'm a little man. I think I could probably compete for a team in the Philippines, couldn't I?
Well, they have some Americans and foreign players that go out there, and that's usually those guys. And they make some good money. They make some good, I don't know if you're a fighter because some of those Philippine players, from what I've heard, they are dirty, Mike.
They're pretty vicious.
They're trying to do anything they can to get you to get off your game. Like, and I'm not talking about like Draymond Green, like worse than him.
Whoa.
You're talking physicality and harassment in general.
Yeah.
Boy. Have you asked Patrick before about some of the not necessarily dirtiest players, but the most crap talking players that he's had? I'd be interested to hear about that.
Nice.
Who talked the most crap?
In the
I'm not really. I wasn't really a trash talker. I feel like the most trash talk I actually got in Jacksonville, like in general, was in Jacksonville playing pickup.
Really?
Pickup basketball here. Yeah, man.
Dirty Duval.
They're complaining about fouls and this, and they just don't stop talking.
Dirty Duval. That's Dirty Duval, Mike.
There was a game I saw on Sports Center last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, where the team got opposing kid. It was a kid sitting behind the visiting bench, got him kicked out because he was just getting so much in the players' heads and in their face. Did you see that?
Well, that's meant like, fans have the right to sit there, obviously, but like to be right behind the bench.
Yep.
Hey, Patrick, do you remember, and Mike, you may remember this also, and I think the guy was an attorney that I'm going to bring up. Do you remember there was a famous NBA fan?
He was in D.C. He was in D.C.
Yeah, remember that he was an attorney, and he was a notorious heckler.
Yeah, I knew him. His name was Robin Ficker. Robin Ficker.
You knew him?
Yeah, you remember that guy? You remember that guy?
He was also a state legislator. My mom worked for I'm from Maryland. My mom worked for a state legislator.
He was a heckler, and he heckled every NBA. But he wasn't dirty. He wasn't mean-spirited, right?
He was pretty. he was pretty good at it. He would bring, like, when Michael Jordan was playing for the Bulls, he would bring Jordan rules, Michael's book, and sit behind the bench and just read some of the Jordan rules to him while he was.
Pat, do you remember this guy, Pat? He got famous. Yeah. He passed away, hasn't he, Mike?
I don't know. I remember Googling him not too long ago, and he had gotten thrown out. I think he'd gotten disbarred at some point. He was a person of some questionable character for sure.
Hey, Patrick. Hey, Patrick. I got to take a quick second though. Mike Freed and I, we've done this segment now for a couple months. I got to ask the question I always ask. Hey, Mike, did you throw anybody in jail today?
Why do you always ask me that? That doesn't even make any sense. I don't even do that.
Did you come close to throwing somebody in jail?
Every day.
You're an attorney. You're supposed to throw people in jail.
That is not how the justice system works. Patrick could explain to you. He's got a UF education.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys.
I didn't go to a jail. South, but I like to think in Gainesville we kind of know how it works a little bit more. Terry isn't hip. He's not hip.
I know he's got that inferior JU degree, which I happen to share.
Why did you become an attorney if you don't throw people in jail? Isn't that the benefit of being an attorney? Throw some people in jail.
No, I mean, you could help people when they go.
The people do that. The people and the judge, like, he presents the case and the facts and all that stuff, and his job is not to throw people in jail.
Correct.
Throw them in jail.
And I'm a business lawyer, so
hey, throw a little habeas
lawyer.
Hey, throw a little habeas corpus at somebody, whatever the hell that means.
It sounds painful.
Hey, throw some jurisprudence or something. Or
why the heck is all this stuff in Latin? What the heck?
Yeah,
we talked about that, Mike. Why Latin? Nobody speaks Latin. Why is this?
We don't really use much of that anymore.
Hey, if language was so Latin was so important, why does nobody speak it anymore? Why was it important? I don't get it.
It's a root language, I think, but it is.
All right, let's get to some funny. Let's get to some funny stuff.
Go ahead, go for it.
All right, Mike, you blew us off. I mean, you couldn't be on last week, so we got some backed up stuff that I didn't get to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear the story out of West Virginia football? Rich Rodriguez has gone all footloose. How about this, guys? Rich Rodriguez, the football coach at West Virginia, his second stint there, he has forbidden his team from posting any dance videos on
yeah.
TikTok. He went all Mike. He went all
Yeah.
footloose on his team. I like it.
They can dance. They just can't post it. Is that how it works?
Do not. He said if you post it, it makes us look soft. Basically, he
Yeah.
thinks it makes his team look soft. He went. Footloose was based off a true story. There's a little
Right.
town in Oklahoma that went like 100 years. You couldn't dance in the town in Oklahoma.
Right.
No
What?
dance.
Are you
Well,
serious?
I think it depends. I think if I were the coach, I would want to see the players dance first, right? If it were you and me, for example, Terry, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we should not be dancing on TikTok or anywhere else for that matter. But if someone's a good dancer, if they got some moves, maybe we put it out there.
Didn't we have a guy at Florida, Terry, that was like a big lineman or something like that? That he was like a really good dancer, foreign guy or something.
I think so. I remember that a little bit.
We talked about him for a second, but like, I would probably just have my players. Hey, you can't do any of this in the locker room.
Yeah.
You do it wherever you want. You can't do this in the locker room, and maybe like you can't post. You can't do this today. Yeah, everybody does it though, man. Travis Hunter, like all those guys dance so much, man.
What about celebration dances? Because I mean, end zone celebrations are inherently dancing.
Yeah. But did
Are
you
there
guys?
any-
Go ahead, Pat.
So are there any legal shows that are accurate, Mike, that you?
I mean, they all have some degree, some semblance of truth. Some a little more than others. I could tell you, there's not as much. There's zero in my experience sleeping around in the courtroom. I've never experienced that. But no, I mean, they give you Law and Order gives you like a narrative that's somewhat accurate about how the system
That's my
works.
mom's favorite show, Law and Freaking Order.
Yeah, it's a good one.
SVU.
She likes
sexual violent crimes.
Wow,
what's wrong with her?
That says a lot about your mom. Hopefully, she roots for the good guys.
I just made her mad. She's like, "You're a liar. I don't watch that."
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, next story, and Mike, if you've got a couple, but I didn't get to throw these at you last week.
Please.
Did you hear about the big time soccer match in Bulgaria? Now, this was a high level soccer league in Bulgaria. They're having a huge game, right? This is a couple weeks ago, and the home team gets with the visiting team and says, "Hey, listen, but right before the match starts, we want both teams out on the field. We want to bow our heads. We're going to give a moment of silence for one of our former players who is no longer with us."
Right.
So they do, Patrick. They meet up at it's a big game in Bulgaria, right? TV, televised, and everything. They bow their heads, a moment of silence. There was only one problem. The ex-player wasn't dead. His family and friends are watching the game. Mike, he's coming home to watch the game from his job. He's just a normal guy now.
Yeah.
He pulls in his driveway. He says his phone blows up. Mike, he wasn't dead, and they had a moment of silence for the dead guy.
Now, do they have to murder him if that happens? Is that how that works?
They ended up killing him just to make it so they didn't have to get any money back. They didn't want to refund it.
Accurate. Yeah. Was there? Yeah. Did they ever figure out the source of the misinformation? Was he sick?
Hey, and Patrick and Mike, like 10 minutes into the actual game, the guy gets home. His wife comes running out to the driveway. "I heard you were dead." She hugs him. They call the club, and the club posts on Facebook 10 minutes into the game. Never mind. He's not really dead. He's not dead.
How does that happen? I don't understand.
And let me add one more addendum. That concept happened to the great Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio, in his later years, like in January of the year he died, the NBC affiliate in New York they ran a story and a scroll that said Joe DiMaggio, the great Yankee Clipper, had passed away. He was home with his agent watching TV, and he saw the scroll run by.
Wow.
And obviously there was egg on the face. NBC, New York, had to retract it. They reported Joe DiMaggio died, and he was watching TV.
That is interesting. I mean, of course, they put those, for famous people, they put those stories together so they're ready when someone dies to talk about them.
Well,
how do you not like verify or to be 1,000,000,000,000,000,000% sure before you put like that's I get like maybe having some details off of certain stories, but like
yes,
dead or alive, they're dead or alive in people.
yes. But Patrick, Mike is right. Mike, you make a good point in broadcasting. So I'll use an example. Jimmy Carter, former president Jimmy Carter, he was in hospice. He was in hospice for a long time. Every local news station and network probably started putting together a Jimmy Carter deceased package, right? And somehow it ran without him dying. Joe DiMaggio. How about that? All right, Mike, what do you got? Make us laugh. What do you got on your show?
I wouldn't mind knowing I wouldn't mind you doing a eulogy for me sometime just to see what you would say, what people would say. So I wouldn't mind.
Hold on. I'm going to try it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Norvelle here. It's with heavy heart that I must announce that Mike Freed's comedy career is dead by coming on this show. His comedy career is over, and we want to take a quick moment of silence for Mike Freed's comedy career for coming on this show.
Yeah, that's fair.
How was that? That good?
That's not bad. It's not bad. And by the way, I'm a little worried about you because you told Patrick earlier that in 20 years, there'll be things happening, but you'll be dead and gone. You're planning to be dead and gone in 20 years?
I'm 60. That means, I'm way gone. I'm way gone.
Way gone at 80?
Man.
80?
Terry, come on, man.
80. What am I going to be doing at 80? What have I not done now that I'm going to be doing at 80? Dribbling down my chin? I don't want to do that.
80's not that bad. 80's the new 60, man.
All right. Hey,
So,
what are you hanging out in the villages?
I don't know. Yeah, that's my dating app. I'm doing the silver foxes or something.
Silver fox.
What's the name of that app?
I don't know.
Exactly. Give me that. Give me your password.
I may have a chance. So yeah, I heard a couple funny things. Did you guys see where I think it's a Canadian golfer named Adam Hardwin? Is that his name? He was playing in one of the golf tournaments. I'll tell you which one it was. But he got mad.
He was in the Valspar.
Yeah, the Valspar. So he got mad as one tends to do when they're playing, and hit his club on the ground. The only problem was he hit it into a sprinkler head. And unleashed water on not just him, but on everybody around.
Did you see that, Pat? It was like a week or two ago. The golfer smashes his club in anger, hits a sprinkler head, and Mike, I think he had to play his ball in the water. He was getting sprinkled on, I think.
Yeah,
you
got
serious?
to do what you got to do.
I hope I'm sure that wasn't cheap getting that fixed either.
Yeah. Oh. That can be dangerous. This happened. This is a March Madness. I actually got 2 March Madnesses for you, which means you guys probably already know them. But have you guys been following the fame of Richie Saunders, who plays for BYU? And his claim to fame is not only a great basketball player, but he is the great grandson of the inventor of tater tots. You know, those little French fry bits that you get with your school lunch.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So he now has an NIL.
I love him. Tater tots are the best thing ever.
They are the best invention ever. Tater tots.
Yeah. So he now has a deal with the Orida people. He has an NIL name, image, and likeness deal.
Wow.
With them, and they scream tater tot when he comes on the court. And the Orida people even gave the students free tater tots for 30 minutes.
Isn't that great, Pat?
BYU's March Madness win.
Hey, you got to call him Napoleon, though, don't you? You guys get that reference? You got to call him Napoleon.
Why is that?
Have y'all ever seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite? And the
You can finish your tots.
Give me some of those tots. Yeah, give me those tots.
I guess
I didn't think that was like, I don't know, for some reason, like an invention. I don't know. I thought so. I don't know. My brain, when it comes to tape, because they're so prevalent now. I didn't,
Yeah. How do you patent that, Mike? You're an attorney. How do you?
Patrick? I don't understand. Like tater tot is just a thing. It's just a squished up hash brown.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's pretty much. I prefer tater tots over fries any day.
Do you? Huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think I do.
in North Carolina, like they tater tots are more their thing than fries, and every spot has like a special sauce, dude. It's
nice.
Woo, every time I go up there, I'm getting tater tots every time.
Hey, I want to throw one out. I want to throw one out, guys. And Mike and Patrick, did you guys see? And this was a crazy story, and it was on video. Did you see the Virginia girls high school track and field?
Oh gosh!
I think we talked about that. The hit in the head.
Did we? The girl's coming around the backstretch, and she's losing. She's got a baton, and Pat, did you see it? She clubbed the girl in the head and knocked her down and hurt her.
I would never do nothing like that. It's not the type of person I am.
Oh, she was interviewed afterwards?
Oh,
yeah. Are you kidding me? Of course she was, dude.
She's taking the high road. She's taking the high road.
She didn't go with like inadvertence. Some sort of
She
inadvertent.
clubbed her in the head with a baton in her hand.
But maybe she was just swinging her arms wildly.
No, no, Mike, no.
No.
That girl said, I gotta do something to win. I gotta do something. Like maybe she could have gotten away with like a little elbow nudge.
Yeah.
She might have gotten away with that. That girl went boom.
Yeah. Yes. Did you see it, Mike?
I feel like we are all just this close to losing our crap in any given circumstance.
Mike, did you see the highlight of this?
I did. Yeah.
I mean, it's blatant, man. I mean, she just clubs her.
I like to believe the best in people, and maybe that's a new sport they could invent anyway, like full combat, baton, track and field.
We've already got Florida Man games, which Terry, we have to find a way to get there one day to go to Florida Man games.
They just had a March 1st, and we weren't there.
Oh,
the whole problem could be avoided if they just used softer batons. Like, why does it have to be a big metal baton?
You're right. This is not. Thank God nobody was officially hurt, as I understand this story. But how ironic! The latest Georgia football player that doesn't know how to drive.
Oh my God!
Had about $1 million. How about the latest guy? His first name is Nitro, and he got pulled over doing 107 miles an hour in a 65-mile-an-hour zone. Mike, and his name's Nitro. For God's sake, in Georgia.
What's he driving?
He was in a Charger, so I guess he got some NIL money. But I mean, 107 for God. And he had his girlfriend in the car. What would you feel like if you're the father of the girlfriend and boyfriend's driving you around at 107 miles an hour?
Yeah, that's not good judgment. Although I'm not a very good driver anymore. Last week I brought my car in because I keep accumulating I go too far up when I'm parking my car. Mine are all slow vehicle problems. I get the bumper scratched up, so I brought it to the place. I spent way too much just having these scratches fixed. I came home that night and bumped into my golf cart and scratched both the golf cart and the car.
Wow. First, third world problems there. I bumped my Lamborghini into my golf cart next to my castle.
It was
Sorry,
not
Mike.
Lamborghini nor Castle, but
hey, by the way, Patrick almost needed an attorney. Patrick, you almost got hit on the road earlier today.
Dude.
What was going on out there?
So I was when we started the show, and I was walking my dog, and I never take her out of the neighborhood. So just think like a little closed off, like everyone should be driving slow and safe. And I got this thing that hooks on to the front of my wheelchair, which makes my wheelchair like a motorized scooter. So I'm taking her. She's tired at this point. I'm taking it like 5 miles per hour on the road. I'm on the right side. It doesn't matter what side I'm on. Like if you have your eyes open, you see a person in a wheelchair with a dog, you slow down and you go up. So then I see, I see the car coming behind me and I'm like, let me just move out of the way for this guy. And instead of slowing down, coming around me, he's on his phone or something. He tries to speed up and get her and beat me as I'm trying to get out of his way. He comes a foot thank God my dog was on the right side. If she was on the left side, she would have got hit, run over.
And this was all on air? We got this all on air?
It was on the air. Well, we didn't get the video of it, but
we didn't get the video of it.
Mike, will you take the case?
Well, I mean, there is.
We're gonna throw this guy in jail, Mike.
He didn't hit me. I can't sue him for almost hitting me.
He traumatized you, Patrick. We're gonna throw his ass in jail. Mike, we're gonna throw him in jail.
My
Let me
dog.
ask you,
Look at my dog. Look at her.
Yeah, it might
She's
be good.
emotionally.
look at that
She's
traumatized
hurt.
dog.
Look at her.
That
Look at her.
dog's
She's
hurt.
traumatized.
Kind of
Somebody's
hard to
going to
miss the
jail.
dog and Patrick. Yeah, it sounds definitely sounds problematic. I do notice because of course I watch your show when I'm not on it. You definitely are good at multitasking. I think it should be like the new show's name should be "Where in the World is Patrick?" And he's just always he's doing different things. He's driving. He's
Terry has said
parasailing.
that many a times.
I like that. I like that.
You've
I
said that
tune
many
in not to hear you. I just want to see where he is and what he's up to.
Yeah, hold on. I want to go back to the guy we're going to sue and put in jail.
Right.
Patrick, did you recognize the car? Is that a neighbor? Do you know who this guy
No,
is?
it's a part of the neighborhood. I never go to that part of the neighborhood unless I'm walking the dog. Because I'd rather not. If I go straight out of the neighborhood, then you have to get on the main road, and it's just
recognize
too
the car.
complicated.
Could you recognize the car?
I remember the car. I didn't recognize it, but it was a Chevy Impala with blacked out windows, gold.
Oh, those are terrible drivers. We all, Mike, they're every Impala driver.
Phone in his hand. Look, we've all if I'm in my neighborhood, sometimes if I need to make a call or send a message, if I'm going 7 miles per hour. Like I'm not going to accelerate if I need to send something out real quick. Like I just don't understand the thought process there because there's kids in this neighborhood that play outside all the time too. It's super dangerous.
Yeah. That's not good. I think you'll stand there and see when he goes by. Then we'll write his driver's license down, his license plate.
So, Mike, are you going to accept the case? Are you accepting the case?
Anything Patrick needs, I'm there for you.
Okay.
Brothers.
All right. We're going to. Hey, and if the glove doesn't fit, we can't get him to quit. Right?
Something like that. I think that's close.
All right, Mike, quickly, what else you got? Make us laugh before we get out of here. We got
the last one I had is, and you guys maybe saw this, but was it a Wisconsin BYU game where the CBS score went crazy and they gave them like 371 points and 225 points? Did you see that?
It's one way to win a game.
It was Wisconsin it was BYU again. Wisconsin BYU they recorded the score as 225 to 346. Which is an impressive score for sure, but they fixed it up. It was it was definitely one of the March Madness games. And when was it? It was after a 3-pointer by John Blackwell. The score display malfunctioned, climbing uncontrollably to 225, then later to 346, before vanishing completely. I don't know what to do with that.
You better take the over in that game.
I think once the points are on the board, they count, at least for Vegas purposes.
Absolutely. All right, guys, I want both of you to comment on this. I'm just going to give some friendly advice. We're right in the middle of March Madness. We're about halfway through, so we got a lot of basketball left. I'm going to just say this in general to all you folks out there that play the pools and everything. Don't be that guy. And by that guy, I mean, we all run into that guy. Hey, Terry. Hey, Mike. Hey, Patrick. Let me tell you how I'm doing in my pool. And they want to go through game after. Hey, and all I need is and they go. Hey, that is the equivalent of being. You want to look at my vacation pictures, guy, right? Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to look at your.
I remember, Terry. There was one year, I think it wasn't TCU. It was a small Texas school, but they knocked out Texas early in the tournament when Shaka Smart was there. And there was this one dude that just would not shut up for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, at a certain point, he was that guy. I'm like, dude, shut up. I don't care. Yes. I'm out here just trying to enjoy my time here. This game means nothing to me.
These guys want to walk you through each pick, all 64 picks. That's like, Mike, when you tried to show me your European vacation pictures the other day. Mike, I don't care. I don't want to see. Don't be that guy, Mike.
I'm with you. Nobody seems to do that with me. I would only care if they were winning a lot of money and they were going to spend some of it on me.
Yes. Yeah. Don't be that guy. We don't care about all 64 of your picks. And you want to go down.
How do you guys feel about when, we all have friends that tell us about their parlays and their gambling. Like Terry and I don't do it. Like that kind of gets on my nerves a little bit.
Don't be that guy, Mike.
Don't be that guy.
Mike, can we throw some of these people in jail? Can we throw these guys in jail, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, in some countries you probably get away with it. Yeah, maybe in ours. Maybe in ours now. I don't know. I need to know more about them.
Mike, you still have your tie on. Does that mean you could potentially still throw somebody in jail before sunset?
Yeah, that's the rule. As long as you have your tie on, it's not fully off. You get one free jailing before the end of the
Patrick,
day.
tell him before we go. Patrick, tell him the purpose of becoming an attorney is to throw people in jail, man.
And also prevent people from going to jail.
Yes.
And also hold people accountable and
they can't drive.
You know,
and get guys in wheelchairs and adults.
Due process.
There are police officers that throw people in jail. We generally
that's typically what police officers do when they like, oh, it's time, I'm throwing your butt in jail.
Right. I'm a little guy. Imagine I had to arrest Patrick. How am I going to put him in jail?
All right, just let's leave it with this.
Yes, sir.
That crazy driver in Patrick's neighborhood, you're probably watching. We're coming for you, my man.
He's watching.
We're coming for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. How could you possibly miss Patrick? I mean, he's not easy to not.
I know. Exactly.
Guy's 6'9", 6'10", 240 pounds of muscle. How do you, and the dog. I don't really care about the dog, the little
and the wheelchair and the orange shirt. I mean, he's not easy to miss.
Exactly. Orange shirt, middle of the day. Shiba Inu like a dog.
Patrick, you were like a traffic cone out there. How did he not see a traffic cone out there?
He just had no. And what's so sad, so stupid, is that you know, after that stop sign, take a right to get out of the neighborhood, there was an accident, like you know, you see those please drive safe little. There was actually, and this is a 2-lane road neighborhood. So, you know, and we got we have speed bumps now, I think, because of that car accident. Someone was pulling out, going slow, you know, and somebody was going down the road like 60 miles per hour when it's a
30-mile-an-hour guy
killed that person. Yeah, it's awful, man. But anyways, I'm good, and I will be a lot more aware next time.
Patrick, do not talk to any Mike. I don't want to step on your toes here. You can reiterate this, Patrick. Do not talk to any insurance people, or do not give any statements unless you talk to Mike Freed, right, Mike?
That's
Mike, right?
Cool. No, sounds fair.
Right, Mike?
Definitely. Don't talk to anybody. Give me a call. You got my number. And come on out to Josephine's tomorrow and listen to some comedy.
You got it. I mean, hey, Patrick, that means Mike's done with us. We got to go. Let's get out of here. I'm going to let you two guys go. We got one segment. We're going to wrap things up on a fun edition of the Young and Norvelle Show right here from Sliders Oyster Bar. Back after this quick timeout.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air.
It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com.
Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Okay, so Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle here, wrapping things up on Thursday. Pat, would you say our little sports show here, we're a little different than other sports shows, aren't we? How about that last week?
But that's what makes us better and unique, because it's not like having that, and we're going to have more things. Like I want to have, we don't have our sports, we haven't done our necessarily sports in court yet, but there's plenty of things we can do.
I
really
think we need to do 2 straight hours of who the Jaguars are going to pick at number 5 every single day.
Every show in Jacksonville has been
really
doing.
need to do that.
And I don't mean to, Patrick, you know, we won't name them by names. You know our colleagues in sports broadcasting here in Jacksonville. I know them all. You know them all. They're great guys. Hey, they don't program our show. We don't program theirs. But my God, of the 15 shows in this city, all they do is talk Jaguars 90% of the time, even when there's nothing to talk about the Jaguars. What is there to talk about right now about the Jaguars? Let's do a mock draft for the 88th time in a row. I mean, Patrick, what do we? Oh my God! I thank God our show is broader than that. You agree?
Thank God. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like these other shows they have the freedom to, but like, I don't know. As a Jaguars fan, I'm concerned right now in this time. If you want to talk about NFL free agency, if you want to talk about that, if you want to talk about college basketball, like I'm just thinking, talk about some stuff that's happening in our city.
Yeah. Florida State baseball the other day.
Florida State baseball, and I mean that game. I'm so mad I didn't stay. Like you and I missed out on a great finish.
Yeah, I had to go too.
But yeah, and you and I, we spitball on. We always open up our show spitballing on something random too.
I know. And the issue, and again, program your own show. We'll program ours. But you listen to these other shows in our town, and every show is the exact same topics, just with a different voice. They all say the same thing. It's just a different voice. My God. Hey. We'll drive out of here today.
And going back, I really enjoy all our people. I think we're the best. We just haven't gotten enough publicity yet. But we're getting there. We're growing. Like we started this show, when I was in the hospital, where pretty much the first.
I totally remember that on radio.
We were doing it while I was in the hospital. We just had our hour. We had our 1 hour.
Yeah.
And I loved about having the one. And I think if we had 3 hours, we might struggle with,
you don't want 3 hours
finding more content. But like 1 hour, we were always like, man, but there's more to talk about.
Yeah.
2 hours. I feel like, and you do a fantastic job. I don't tell you enough of doing all this research and setting this stuff up.
Stop it. Hey, let's get back to when we started about almost 3 years ago now, I think it was radio only on ESPN radio. And you literally were in the hospital for a while we were doing the show. We had to go. Remember, you were still in the hospital.
I'm trying to remember because we wanted to start. We wanted to have the show start by before football preseason and before college. So it was, dude. No, that means I didn't get out of the hospital till October 4th. So, August and September,
Remember, it was like May. You had that infection in May, I think it was. June.
May is when it started. Yeah.
And man, and good for you. You fought that son of a gun and fought it and fought it and fought it. And it was, we made the decision. Remember, it was like, if we don't go on by August 1, we may need to wait the whole year. And you said, let's go. You were in a hospital then.
But it and it's really tough when you're in the hospital or just in a setting like that. And you kind of don't know, I needed something to look forward to that disassociated me with being in the hospital. Like, it was cool. They gave me my 1 hour from 12 to 1. Nobody bothered me. Nobody disturbed me. And I got to, and it helped too. Like, being there in the hospital while I got to watch NBA finals and college finals and softball and baseball, like all that stuff was in the start of football season. Oh man, I love that. Watching, like, it gave me so much to look forward to. So
I remember, and you always reiterated how nice those people was. Shan's over there on 8th Street, right?
Yeah.
How nice they were, how professional they were, and that was. I don't even know.
It's a hospital you would hate to have to end up at. Yeah. But it's the best. It's the most equipped for anything traumatic that goes on.
And Zach, if you don't mind jumping in, I don't know if you knew that story, Zach. You weren't our radio only producer, but
that's right.
We started this bad boy. Brian Middleton, nice guy, friend of ours.
Great guy.
He produced, and Zach, I don't even know if you knew that. We started this show. Patrick was literally still in the hospital bed for a couple months.
No, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, bro. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. How
That's
about
dedication.
That guy? Yeah. Holy cow. And
I think it just helps. It helps people so much. And I'm just speaking for myself. When you're stuck in a situation and that's all you can think about. It's your reality. Mm-hmm. When you have something else to look forward to, it gives you great reason to fight and keep going. And like, all right, one day I'm going to be out here just talking Terry's ear off at some point and taking over the show. And I don't know if you knew this too, Zach. Our show was initially going to be called The Young and the Old.
Yes,
I did know that. I saw the original logo.
Okay,
I don't understand why it got changed.
I was the young and he was the old.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah.
I think we kind of know that, Terry.
I
like young and old better.
To be serious, when we were kicking around that name, I truly liked the name because I thought we could really play off the young guy Pat, the old guy Terry. But the word was, and
I like it.
People that are smarter than us kind of said, a couple people said, well, listen, in marketing and sales and all, you really want to avoid the word old. Seriously, I'm being serious. You don't want to be. It's almost like, do you remember? You guys may not remember this. There was our car dealership. There, you've got Chevy, Ford. For years, there was a massive car dealership brand called Buick Oldsmobile. Yeah. And somewhere about in the 90s, somebody said, wait a minute, we're trying to compete Buick Oldsmobile with Chevy and Ford. Why do we have the word old in our name?
So they called it a newsmobile, and then people thought they were going to be delivering news stories.
Yeah, they dropped the olds.
That
Buick.
makes sense. That makes
but
sense.
No, our show was originally going to be the young and the old show, right? Patrick?
But then you were soft and you didn't want to play along with the joke, so you made them change it.
No, they actually
That's
said,
tough.
I'm so handsome and look so young, nobody would ever believe I'm the old part. That's what it was. Okay. Right, Patrick?
I think so. I think that sounds pretty accurate to me.
Thank you, Patrick.
I got you, dog.
Thank you, Patrick.
Before we close up here, I did want to make sure we got out to our listeners. A good buddy of ours, his Dean McQuitty, his wife is hosting an event over at the Yards, April 6th. It's a music festival that's supporting music therapy program for pediatric patients at community hospice and palliative care. So the money, the funds, and everything, this is to help. I mean, really difficult. We say palliative care and community hospice and for pediatric patients. So that's 18 and younger, families with terminally ill children, etc., that are doing whatever they can to make the most of the days they have left. 100% of the proceeds, 100%, because all the guests and the things that they've brought there to raise the money have all given their services for free. So 100% of these proceeds are going to the foundation. So it's April 6th from 3 to 7. I don't, if there's a team in the Final Four from the SEC, I will not be there.
Yeah.
But if there is not, I will be there.
How do people, do we have a contact for that? If somebody hears, or is there a contact? We'll get it back on the rest, the next couple of weeks before this event. But
yes, I'm glad you said that. So it's a Boots on the Green is the name of the event. Boots on the Green. And the website you want to visit, music.thefoundationcares.org. That's it.
Say it again.
Music.thefoundationcares.org. That's it.
And I know, Patrick, we helped do our little part last year on this. I remember as well, because if Dean McQuitty wants it done, you do it. Dean McQuitty's one of our he's a great community leader. He's a great addition to our community. Been around, and this is a great. I mean, Patrick, we got 4 minutes. It doesn't get much more serious than palliative care for young people. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine it.
I think the parents, I don't, and this is just me. I think the parents will struggle. Any parents seeing their kids suffer, they would switch places with them in a heartbeat. Of course, hey, baby, it's okay. It's okay. Absolutely. It's okay. I think it's a great benefit to help these parents and see, like, kids are so resilient, man.
I know.
Kids are so resilient, and I think it's partly because their naivety of not knowing what they're missing, or I didn't say naivety, like children do such a great job of being content and present. And we're as we get older, that's when the FOMO comes. Oh, I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do that. And it's like, man, it's a blessing just to be here, Terry.
I totally agree. And I hope between now and the event coming up in early April, let's get Dean on the show and let him talk about it. It's wonderful what he and his wife are part of. And I know we had it on last year. And, there's got to be more, sports is fun and exciting, but sports is not important. There are real things out there in life that are important.
Yeah, man. Just think of all the kids, these kids in palliative care that would switch places in a heartbeat to be out performing and playing sports, and they can't.
And you brought up a good word. You said the parents too. I couldn't imagine the parents, the grandparents, even the brothers and sisters. They're going to lose a young loved one. Man, that's heavy stuff, man. That is heavy stuff. And thank God there are people like Dean McQuitty and that group that understands there's a need. There's a big need, and as to make it as comfortable as possible is so important, isn't it? Just so important.
It's so important. Absolutely. Without a doubt, man. I'm just grateful that we have, I always say this, I'm grateful just to have a platform where we can use and hopefully help one person, and hopefully more than one person. But like, if we can do something, anything, like, we're talking about sports show, but if some good in terms of affecting and changing people's lives can come through this as well, like, that's pretty amazing if you ask me.
Yeah. And not to put you on the spot, we got 2 minutes left. Your foundation is geared toward helping people in situations, and I know that makes you feel good. The little bit I'm involved on the outskirts, it makes me feel good. Helping people is really what it's about. If you break it down, it's not about cars and houses and money and trips and Europe. It's about helping people, isn't it? Helping people.
Without a doubt. It's about helping people. Yeah, like having the foundation has been one of my favorite, because it's put me indoors in spaces, and hopefully in my situation, like the people that are around helping me and we're connected, like hopefully it reinvigorates the fight for them to keep doing their care. Because I don't know if nurses and doctors and those administrators, if they get thanked enough for how hard they work to make things happen for people, but we're going to show up every day. We got a really cool event coming up in June. I can't wait till we get it finalized on the details.
Nice.
Tell you guys about it. It's going to be something that anybody can do.
Nice. I love it.
And that's all I'm going to say.
I love it. All right, PY, good stuff, man. Fun show today. I'm going to let you go. We're going to get out of here on our show. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Hopefully talk about a Gator win. A lot of basketball tonight. I can't wait. You can't wait. Patrick can't wait. We'll do it again tomorrow about 4 o'clock. As always, 4 to 6, the Young and Norvelle Show. Have a great Thursday, everybody. Thank you to Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday hangout, and enjoy the ball. We'll talk again tomorrow. See you, Pat.
See you.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville.
It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air.
It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com.
Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs.
Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.